Last week, in the community post, I already explained how this channel has been subjected to blogs and attacks. Today, just like in the We Are Being Watched series, I am starting a new series to push back. I had previously shared evidence about Google. In that video, I deliberately changed words and spoke in broken English. I made sure it was still understandable, and I had to do it to keep it from being taken down. The system's automated ears didn't recognize that broken accent as a threat. But you understood exactly what I meant. That Google video is behind us now. It's the case file. Now, I'm incorporating it into this series because the system is the same. Only the actor changes. Google is done. Today, I'm going after Nestlé. Let the first corporate war begin. Nestlé exploited legal loopholes to do one of the darkest things imaginable. This was just a first step toward the monopoly of evil. They bought up all drinkable water sources and made the entire world dependent on them. Commercially brilliant, but ethically a crime against humanity. Today, almost every bottle of water you buy from the supermarket belongs to Nestlé. The sub-brands change depending on the search, but the owner is the same. By making people depend on them, they ensure their own permanence. Imagine this: in your own city, your own village, your own town, there's a drinking water search that everyone uses. And one day, they tell you that you are not allowed to use it anymore. Lawsuits were filed, people rebelled, but it didn't work. Governments, as always, choose hot cash over justice. In the court proceedings, turning a basic human need into a monopoly was heavily debated. But those debates didn't stop them. The company responded to these allegations by saying we are protect water. Yet, from indigenous communities in Mexico to the illegal filtration scandal in France, they remain at the center of controversy. Turning a basic need into a monopoly was only the beginning. What they did next was shocking that, even after all my research, I still can't believe this company is still in business. Through false advertising, they claimed that their powdered milk formula was healthier than breast milk. They even paid scientists to back up this lie. They distributed the formula for free at first. People believed the fake ads, started using it, and mothers stopped breastfeeding. Once that happened, they started selling it. Those of you who were students back then might remember. They distribute milk made from these powders in schools and pressured children to drink it. Why all this was happening? It was the health of babies and children that suffered. In 1981, the truth finally came out. These numbers were devastating. 212,000 babies died in 38 countries because of this scandal. And the company continued to operate. The estimated total numbers of deaths between 1980 and 2015 around 10.9 million. Today, some of you might be putting that same powdered milk into your coffee without knowing the dark history behind it. And here, Nestlé was also an enabler. They essentially let those babies be killed by children. Yes, I'm talking about child labor. In the 1970s, Nestlé employed a massive number of child workers. They wanted to profit from every possible angle, and to keep costs at a minimum and maximize revenue, they avoided paying insurance. That's when they turned to either immigrants or children. This is still a shameful reality in today's world. Nestlé did exactly that. They made children work like slaves for very low wages, executing their dark plans one by one. The company claims to have a zero-tolerance policy against child labor, but they have been sued for misleading consumers, as these claims turned out to be false. There are even lawsuits filed on behalf of former child slaves. In this system, it's not the good who win, it's those with money. Just like Epstein case being swept under the rug. That's why we are outside the system. So, how did the system allow all this? Let me explain. Nestle had to face these scandals, but not in the way you would expect. Incurred victims, families, and activist groups fought for years. They presented documents, expert reports, witness testimonies, everything, but Nestle, from the very beginning, deployed the most expensive lawyers, the most powerful lobbyists, and the darkest PR strategies. Once lobbyists get involved, they rise above justice itself. Even today, lobbies are often untouchable. The lawsuits dragged on for years. Courts dismissed the evidence as insufficient or reduced compensation to symbolic amounts. If you have watched my Google video, you already know how these fines are kept at the level of cost of doing business. Because the system is designed to protect big corporations. Economic power once again defeated justice, and the cases were closed. Despite all these accusations, Nestle continued to exist and make profit. Their products are still on the shelves. They still advertise. They still sell our water. They still make billions of powdered milk. Because remember, in this system, it's not justice that wins. It's money. The courts were just a stage, and the judges were just actors. And Nestle played the game by the rules. That's why I keep telling you wake up. Because this capitalist system we live in is not fair, not even close. As I mentioned at the beginning of this video, the algorithms block have been going on for a long time now. Last week I got tired and I didn't upload a video. Still, I want to keep going and grow this movement. Your comments and supports mean a lot to me. Thank you all. But if you really want to support me, please share my videos. That's how we guarantee it reaches more people. I'm Mert Tamtürk. And I will keep reaching out to those who think they are untouchable. For the sake of humanity.